9 o'clock last night, as a result of a routine traffic intercept made by a couple of detectives from Dutton Park CIB, they pulled over a motorcycle who had initially attempted to evade them. Upon searching the fellow, he was found with a minor weapon and some drugs and cash on him. And as a result of following up further inquiries, this led to a number of searches being conducted at his residence and his vehicle and a storage shed. And as a result of these inquiries, we've now seized a number of concealable firearms, a large amount of drugs, including anabolic steroids and what we believe is possibly cocaine and methamphetamine, as well as multiple millions of dollars in cash.
How much are we talking about? Like approximate quantities of drugs, and I know you said multiple millions in cash, but can you give us any more detail?
We haven't fully analysed it, and it's only the early parts of the investigation at the moment, but there's at least a number of kilos of white powder substance, and as I said, multiple millions in Australian banknotes.
How many millions?
We don't actually know at this stage. We're not really that often that we seize multiple millions in cash, so it's one of those things where we're taking our security precautions and it'll be counted by a banking institution.
Was this man at all before known to police? Like, I mean, what do you think you've come across here?
This was simply a traffic intercept in South Brisbane in the Kangaroo Point area, and it's unfolded from there.
Was he wearing any club patches?
No, not a member of any outlaw motorcycle gang or anything like that.
Was it all in the storage shed? I mean, when you talk about concealable firearms, were they pistols, rifles, sawn-offs?
We've seized one semi-automatic handgun at the house. There was a sawn-off shotgun at the storage facility, and the main contents of the storage facility was the cash and one gun. And at the scene, the house, were the quantities of steroids and other drugs. Yes.
Where was the house?
In the South Brisbane area.
So Geoff, there was a taser seized. Was this the kind of taser stolen from a police station, or was it bought over the internet?
We don't know the origins of it. It's not the same type of taser that we use in the Queensland Police Service, but it's one of those things that we'll also follow up on as to how he came to be in possession of this weapon.
So could this taser have been a homemade device, you think?
No, it's not a homemade device. It would appear to be one that's been purchased from somewhere, but that'll be part of our investigation to follow that up.
So maybe overseas, you think? One of those overseas
Could well be. We're all our avenues are open at the moment.
With so much money and so much drugs, what sort of inquiries are you following up now? Do you feel that this is part of a wider operation?
I think it's fairly sure that that's the case, and we're obviously going to follow up inquiries with banking institutions and the general whole long-term investigation in respect of him, his assets and his activities.
Is this man an Australian national or a local man? Does he have any links to any other crime organisations or any overseas organisations?
As I said, we're in preliminary stages of the investigation at the moment, and once we're further into the job, we may know more about that.
You've obviously been around for a very long time. Have you ever seen this much money and drugs in a room?
No. I've done 2 different stints in the drug squad, and we've never seen multiple millions like this. It's something that we don't normally see in the police service.
Is this the largest, as far as you're aware, millions of dollars in cash like this? Is this the largest seizure we've had in Queensland?
I don't know if it's the largest seizure we've had, but it's certainly the largest one in recent memory, yes.
Was there a money counter?
We're going to need to employ the mechanical side of things as far as money counting goes, and that's why we're being assisted by a banking institution.
But he didn't have one. He didn't find
we haven't found one at this stage, no.
Now, the storage shed, it was in one of those storage facilities, like a little shed.
That's correct, a commercial lease agreement to rent property for the purposes of storage, yes.
What did they have to say to you guys? They had no idea, obviously?
Well, we've been there throughout the night, and we'd actually left since then, and our follow-up inquiries will be with their organisation as well, as you can imagine.
Do you know how long he's been leasing this for?
No, as I said, we're just at the preliminary stages at this moment, so that'll also form part of our inquiries.
Do you have concerns about these self-storage facilities being used to stockpile weapons or to store
I think the industry itself tries to self-regulate itself by having people make declarations as to what is there as far as any flammable or illegal substances go, but I suppose that's a business that's only as good as the honesty of its customers.
I suppose you're not going to say you've got a few $1 million and some drugs.
Yes, you're right. You're not going to say that, are you? Generally.
This is pretty elaborate and sophisticated, though, you know.
I don't know about elaborate and sophisticated. It's obviously very successful. He's amassed a sizable amount of money, and we're now trying to determine over what period of time and how he's done that.
Given that not everyone is honest, do you think that highlights a need for tighter regulation of this particular industry?
I think the industry tries to regulate itself as best it can, and it's the same as many other places around the place. It's only often as honest as those that are in it, yes.
Could these drugs be destined for schoolies, do you think?
That would be pure speculation. I wouldn't be able to say really.
So if not a bikie gang, then what sort of... You do think that it is part of some sort of a gang, though? Some sort of organised crime?
I think there's obviously going to be some sort of links there, and we're rapidly trying to acquire where he's from, what he's doing, and who he's associating with to work out what links he does have.
How have you been able to rule out that he's a member of a motorcycle gang?
He's not a patched member or known as an associate of any of the motorcycle gangs at all from our intelligence holdings at this stage.
So what led you to the storage shed? There's a traffic, a routine traffic
yes,
infringement. It led to a storage shed. Yeah. How do those two things follow from each other?
I think you just put it down to good detective work. They intercepted this fellow. He was suspicious. They were suspicious of the identity he gave them, and that was later borne out to be correct, that it was a false name. And the further they dug, the more avenues of inquiry were open to them, and that then led them to further searching a house, a vehicle, and ultimately the storage shed.
Now, what the routine traffic stop? Was he speeding? Was that why?
No, it's just on a motorcycle that time of night, and they decided to intercept him, and he failed to stop, and it's alleged that he attempted to evade the police, and when they did catch up with him, that's when they discovered the false identity, and things rolled on from there.
Then, of course, raised suspicions immediately.
Yes, yeah.
And so has this gentleman been since charged?
He's at the Brisbane City Watch House and will be facing Brisbane Magistrates Court this afternoon on drug trafficking and weapons charges.
Is he from Queensland or from interstate, do you think?
He resides here in Queensland.
And so, criminal record, he may have several aliases, but does he have a very long criminal record?
I wouldn't be able to comment on that, I'm sorry.
And so just clarifying again, what did you find in the car, the house and the shed? Was it...
At the scene, he was found with approximately 50 grams of what was believed to be methamphetamine, a knife and a false identification. We've gone to the house where a number of anabolic steroids have been found, as well as a semi-automatic handgun and some documentation that led us to further to the storage shed. And at the storage shed we found the quantities of cash, another sawn-off rifle, and it's snowballed from there.
And just finally, what street was he stopped on at Kangaroo Point?
In Main Street, Kangaroo Point, yes.
Right, thanks very much, Geoff. We'll just get a couple of shots.
What's his age again?
32, yes, 32 years of age.